It's for Makwa about the Likee TV Be and number channel so hit at the man subscribe or like it. Share more one Pendream be so you be Jemre Nada Jimon 7 men and then some Etragono, your far a musum in na embramo. Now your ballroom man, 94 your ballroom NDC Akache. Now, much you say, a yaquas of Godfred o Munya Mago for Odame and Coqua. Because Omube make sure say Omube prosecute Godfred Odame wa any among any nearma a come say why not because they were saying say even though state attorney general any question can we say because any question we say meaning say I said there has been a conspiracy meeting be a come say penny be a shana here let me say Jumedia no mpesu omudino because in yes I tape ni like babontia nanka edi ya say you are Dr. Kesi Forson but we put the problem na yeti omo ensem niam mpesu mo the actions they want to take ya ba they can be an edmusem bebram.
The expectation today was for the court to hear arguments from the parties, but we heard clearly the court is saying that the ruling will be based on processes filed. Let's hear it.
That took some of us by surprise because usually the practice is that when parties to a matter before the court file applications and supporting affidavits in opposition are filed, the court will normally allow the applicants, to move the application. And you hear the lawyers say, we move or I move in terms of the motion paper, the supporting affidavit, and exhibits. The court then has a discretion to allow you to add a few oral arguments or to stop at the moving of the application. The court has that discretion. The rules of court and precedents are very clear on that. But today the applications were not moved as the norm is. The trial judge said that what had been filed and were before her were adequate and that she was going to deliver her rulings on these processes. It is not any substantial matter that we are going to make noise about. At the end of the day, the trial court has that discretion and they have exercised that discretion. Just that we, as a party, would have been happy, given the considerable public interest in this matter, if at least the application had been moved and brief oral arguments in support and in opposition had been heard. At least it would have helped in educating the public about what these processes the court referred to are. But be that as it may, a decision has been made. The matter has been adjourned to Thursday for a ruling. Not only on the 4 applications that are currently pending before the trial court, but also on an objection that counsel for Mr. Jakpa has raised. Now, for those who may not be aware of what these applications are, the first application has to do with an application for stay of proceedings relative to the decision by the court for counsel for Mr. Forson, Dr. Forson, first accused, to cross-examine the third accused first before the prosecution does so. So that the sequence of that cross-examination is one that is being challenged. There is a stay of proceedings in relation to that, and it is one of the matters that the court has indicated it will be ruling upon. The second one has to do with an application for the termination of the entire proceedings and or stay of proceedings by Mr. Jakpa and his lawyers. And this application, I'm sure you've seen it in the media. The affidavit in support was sworn to by Mr. Jakpa, third accused himself, and he speaks to several interactions he has had with the Attorney General, Godfred, in which the Attorney General told him that he knew he was innocent, but he needed to add into the suit to camouflage his real intentions, which real intention, according to Mr. Jakpa, was the persecution of Dr. Forson, the minority leader. And Mr. Jakpa goes on to say in the affidavit, certain comments that the Attorney General made in those interactions that border on clear professional misconduct, prosecutorial misconduct, and criminal conduct on the part of no less a person than the Attorney General. He has attached the audio recording that we in the NDC have already played through the press conference we did last week, and has indicated to the court his willingness to be cross-examined on that evidence. So that, in summary, is one of the applications. There is another application from Mr. Forson and his lawyer, and a supplementary affidavit, which is also seeking an order for mistrial and or stay of proceedings on the basis of all these issues bordering on prosecutorial misconduct, professional misconduct, and criminal conduct on the part of the Attorney General. The summary of the depositions are basically that the Attorney General has set out to witch hunt and persecute Honorable Forson when he himself concedes in interactions with Mr. Jakpa that there is no case for Dr. Forson to answer. And he has gone to desperate lengths, including committing crimes and breaching the ethics of the legal profession, ethics that governs the work of prosecutors, just to achieve this evil, and wrongful conviction he desperately needs. And so that is also one of the applications. And we wait to see what the court's ruling will be. What is instructive in all this is that Mr. Godfred, the Attorney General, against whom all
what is the for so Nani a press conference about the Shiman South.
It is a say to be a bonny bemono. I'm out for no ejai nipo mobasio mudomoba a year sentence. No.
And then sorry, you have to say, car to be back. But you want to choose my money, who said the other do to Shiman South.
To be a bonny bet to my Juma.
We are the bedroom, and you know, no son for no, much less than would you have one also, and Yabro. Mr. Kana, me and Nami, a two, can you put your board, Yano, almost I say, Nasiano, and yes, Uncle for will be our very, you cannot walk up. Now, let them never so, that's what what Jane say, over back, I'm about the matter, I will fit the matter, oh, bar. Yes, I was on a board, the was on for the say, can't on phone Yakunsha, member do teach mine. Like I mean, Yakunsha, can't on ship your bear, who was your for crying your cafe as the son I could see.
Adia Suleiman, I am Mustafa. Bono is communication officer at the NDC. Yabadas here for your time on Power FM.
Not so bad, I say. Now,
maybe I do not heading. Production team over me call a yana na kwakubo sam as we na yana na kwakubo sam kwa twetwe komani ya say eduabo eye adwuma e wosa eye ne mai mu say baby adwo na ya di o eduabo abem so ya o mo de beje o yabakwa eyana nanu matra kwanya Bafo Kesi abakwa wagan ha wagidin nana kwakubo.
For we are heading towards 2024 election and let peace prevail slogan and Busaya Bomonkaye ceremony and collaborating in to share this piece of information across Ghana. You say Monso Mobake Hona it me about some Joe Deru actually on my Ghana.
Sam Kofio Yabakwa na swear. Production team move on to so mame. We will get there NDC. We will surely get there. Etiabo we are touching my Franco. Akroma na Franco. The whole Ghana. Etibote Bruno is communication officer. We say we mo frɛ yen so awodua Achimai. Afredu Okranza. Antoanyama. Brunua. The Sabre, Yako, a year, Nana Kwakubo Sama Sue. Nana Kwakubo Sama, we Otiaka, Yamakwaba at the Bapawa from so on cry. Now, a way, one of our bosom for Kofi, and then an animator Konya, a way more to say.
Young Crumpo was a yard, and that brain, Yamina Namadama, you wanted to prove.
And that brain, oh, by Juma, oh, I bosom them, and now, oh, yeah, there we
This year, I know, Kesi, the established will be any Majuman and I could do some year we are sitting about, I'm saying, this year, no, I pass what. Yeah, baby, you must show my dear friend to our home fetch children chair by Yano. You must show night to get the crown on the Coboswan and Zimbabwe with South Africa and the Domokai.
Very well. Your friend where we are and your bonnet, baby, I don't need the Ayadin, as I say, it be about us here, Ebeba, about to about to such a chimay, Nen Patamu, Bran, Omo Brunia, a year and grandson of Bran, Omo Brunia, Zamafua, Ebasi, a month for the free. Miami, I would do a do more basso transform vote, I will move free honor. You in the abo abem. Na Ediabo a yajuma.
Ediabo yajuma pa, Ediabo a yajuma bia pa, because Ediabo a yadia 77 years. Said Edia a kind of creature idea be who you are. Dia kind of place a chair, Bible cry you put on. 18 as a day, a bumper you put with this car. Yankofo onyo hwe nanso bible de this way ya akasa bi funda ka do so wo the previous eye mo chere ka do so bebre biabo eye adwuma pa nemum egina kwan a obefa so abo no so ene betime yere
ekwan be so na eduabo betime enya obi eye se usisi obi na onte ase uchechi mo bi nsa obi bi mo na onte ase edie na be ma obi bebo obi dua
Jomi da se the member obi apotia ebetime nya no se 77 esi aye kan ye fan te about to you between me wa kuma de santo ya no ka te offensive of 2020 me ene minu e hawa aye operation of FC obi on the 10 crime and now we handema we nim hawa hame o mi kruma we nim se toilet enye we nim se service predator we see enye na ade ayi ebasana service predator enyado na se ye custody pa no o me register obi a baby a mewo o me to aba ne ni pa se di pa no woni ha ma ha minti no oba na obeto aba ma ni person no anwen onweni a ebunto wo se koso so bi nkoso enema wo se etuto na kwa mo person so bi nkoso ebia aban bi a obegba na koso no nkoso etibasa na ne se nipa no wo fe na nanu di nse se eni person se eni no hai on tie person aso akofa ne pri ba bi so omra be register no to aba emani person no anweni a sebe previous as sebe nyado etuanu betima nya nipa no eti se ebenya no
ya okwa ba okro no nkwa wi ahwe no
nkwa ba okro no sei nkwa di ya fa sebe toba no bi benwini na sebe onye ome MP ewo ompasa aso na wo free aha office no for ha ni ya betu etika de ka be for bia enkran no aba beto abawa akoma de franchua ni e bita se Akwai da franto ehini zongo ehina na kwa kubo nsamfie toilet ya ha woni toilet ya ha woni hwe na te wo ba be dia dansi krumu wo ba be to abate obiwini a ya no ebetima nyaw na emom sebe te ofri krumu ana se wo ofri krumu ana wo timpeso anu so ba bi ana sebe preduasa wo to aba no bi se ni wo challenge a enyaw no bo ha sebe yakofari free kamali woriga tanga na waba oba ya na se purpose o winning no wo sili penti no ko di basta ko so ni pa bi mo ni atwo mu nyina di so ko trapa edru ho na wo ya wunnim na ni pa ko sua o de nsa wo kan che pre na na do su ya no homa masa wo ni pa na to aba na ko parliament a wo wi ya sebe o ba wo nye ku ma sika 1 city 2 city 20 city this no do ma udi ye no kwa wo fedwa se ko so etini pa bebre o mo yale no ayedi ani bu se sebe preduasa eye yade bi kwa ebu ane se bi ebiabo abato bi abotiminya bi ebu ane se predator na ayi atinye bi eno so atiminya ta biabo no eye aduma
Tachima na nsuo ban na ewo tachima omudi bodua pa ene nkranza
insha ewo tachima omutadi bodua eye bochiwa kwaku tachima trabo ana ba kumase so a antonso nyama ana ba ye office no for teacher me bosu me fene amfam free bofo omutadi onso bodua
bosu me na de amfam free
ondo echo won fa free share one case of bia oh your friend say keep us all mom didn't buy no for do akoso no
onyaro
so na ta the bible so asa to so aka ho e do on fan free then so no ha no o me ta de bodua papa ema na tem kan ehu se tebe previous abosom do so yi obia we di gitie ye ko borga tanga on se ebiji tongodi ta so ni fiho ne ko ngupa eno so ni gupo buso no àwọn afọ́nso GDP enti Ghana ha de me yɛ sɛ na nanom so ahited baby na the tanti ana sɛbɛsɛbɛ ɛma amanfo budua sɛde bɛyɛ abato ɛbɛto 2024 election yɛ on the 7th December no ɛbɛyɛ peaceful election
yo na eduaba no ne Daniel nso te sɛn wo ba nipa ne so teme fra kyerɛ kɔ Daniel ana
mamenka sɛ me kyerɛ edua no so ba obi ebo wa o fa ekye kwada no kwa nyiyi ye wa man se job eno ji ti kru ana kru wura ana wa hina wo kru num ena be frem mu yenu nyina no obi abu no ko ne di ye yi na yo waji so ko fa ekye ada na nipa be ti fa ekye konfo bu ana se bo akogye dem die no fa ekye akoda na obi dia wa bra wan pre opponent no e complainant no e ba se bia ni timinya ni baako e timinya e dia wa wo bo bia no e timinya wo nu so wadane o e be wi ekye ne bia ne nya asofu bibiri na atuta no ko no mde bo fon so mo dani bia ye fa no nti wo yire na ni bia amanfo ti ni yi o sofu ka cho se wo dani to e dani bia o be mu owu ye yade ne be chu no e bi ye ti ni akopo ye die bi e bi ye to cholesterol ana typhoid ana ho
Era must say mo jobro de Likee TV comment section ho ya modia notification bell no click so share drop latest content on sabe can be era must say Akroma